Hi friends, welcome to English Study Point. Today in this video lecture I am going to discuss one of the important previous year question from a verse play by Dharamvir, Bharati, and this work is titled as Andha. So this is previous year question and it says comment on the symbolic use of light and darkness in Andha Yug. So here is the answer. We will start this answer by giving an introduction about Dharamvir Bharati. So he was a prominent Indian playwright, poet, novelist known for his contributions to Hindi literature. This means he was well known in India for writing plays, poetry, and novels, and he made significant impacts in Hindi writing and literature. His play Andha Yug, written in the aftermath of World War II, explores the moral dilemmas and societal issues in a post war context. This means one of his famous plays is Andha Yug, which is created after World War II ended, and the play looks at ethical problems and social issues that arise after the war. The title translates to The Blind Age. So this is a title which is in Hindi version and it is called as Andha Yug. When we translate this Andha Yug into English, it is titled as The Blind Age, which reflects the psychological blindness of characters in a chaotic world. This means that the name of the title means The Blind Age, and it shows how characters are unaware or blind to reality in a confusing situation. The symbolic use of light and darkness serves to highlight various moral and philosophical conflicts, emphasizing ignorance, despair, and the search for truth. This means that light and darkness are used symbolically in the play, and this particular symbol helps to emphasize different ethical and philosophical struggles, and also we get to see that it focuses on themes of lack of knowledge, hopelessness, and the quest for understanding. Now here we see Lord Krishna represents wisdom and light. This means he embodies knowledge and guidance, often confronting the ignorance of other characters, which means he challenges those who are unaware or misled, whereas Dushyant's choices reflect moral blindness, being lost in darkness despite holding power, which means Dushyant make decisions that show a lack of understanding between right and wrong, and despite he having authority, he is lost and unaware from the actual truth. The blind characters like the blind woman symbolize despair, trapped in darkness, whereas if we see a character called Shrikant, he struggled to find hope amidst chaos, is portrayed through moments of light like glimpses of truth. Here we see that characters who are blind represent hopelessness and confusion. They are unable to see the truth or find their way. And if we talk about character called Shrikant, he tries to find something positive in a confusing situation, and he experiences instances where he get to seek a kind of clarity and became more understanding or become more experienced about life. So he is more matured in a way. And whereas if we talk about the sages, sages symbolize enlightenment, illuminating the path of truth. So we see here that these these sages, they brings insight and knowledge, whereas if we talk about characters called Dushyant and the other kings surrounded by darkness, so they are surrounded by actual sort of darkness. They represent detachment from reality and truth. This means their ignorance keeps them disconnected from what is real and meaningful. Here we see Chandragupta caught between light and darkness. he embodies the internal struggle of morality, whereas Indumati's choices in the face of societal pressures symbolize the conflict between light and darkness, that is, conformity. So, here we see he struggles with choices between truth and deceit. His character reflects the conflict of doing what is right versus wrong. And if we talk about Indumati's character, so she faces pressure from society, showing the struggle between following one's morals and conforming. And here in this particular sentence, we see that light here symbolizes the means light represents conscience, whereas darkness represents conformity. So this means her decisions illustrate the battle between inner truth and societal expectations. Then we talk about the child here represents purity and light. This means a child here symbolizes innocence and goodness in a corrupt adult world amid the surrounding corruption and darkness of adult characters. This means that a child here symbolizes innocence and goodness in a corrupt adult world, and we see that child's purity contrasts with the moral failings of adult characters. And also characters like Vidyadhar and his actions reflect the corrupting influence of power, leading him into darkness. So this means that his behavior shows how power can lead to immoral choices, and his corruption pulls him away from truth and goodness. Whereas if we talk about the arrival of dawn is equated with new beginnings and hope for change. So a new day brings hope and the possibility for change, and Sri Kant's transformation represents a journey from darkness to light through self-realization. This means his growth is about moving from ignorance to knowledge, and he learns and understands himself better, gaining clarity. Now, if we talk about blind woman, isolation in darkness highlights the importance of human connection. Dushyant and his relationship inability to connect leads him deeper into darkness. So, what we see here is that the separation from others emphasizes the need for relationship, and whereas if we talk about Dushyant's character, so his failure to form meaningful relationships keeps him trapped in ignorance. Now we see older characters often depicted as being in the dark, clinging to outdated beliefs, whereas if we talk about younger characters, he struggled to seek light, which symbolizes the quest for new perspectives. This means they hold on to outdated beliefs and lack understanding. And if we talk about clinging to outdated beliefs, this means their refusal to change keeps them in ignorance, and they strive for new ideas and perspectives, representing hope and growth. War imagery represents darkness, destruction, and the loss of light means life. Example here is aftermath characters strive to rebuild, symbolizing the hope of new beginnings despite previous darkness. So here we see war leads to chaos and loss of life, and this post-conflict characters work to restore what was lost. And this means their efforts show resilience and the possibility of growth despite past struggles. Dushyant's power is associated with darkness as it leads to destruction. So his authority brings about ruin rather than insight, and Example: the king's reign is shrouded in darkness, symbolizing the futility of authoritarian control. This means king's rule is marked by oppression and ignorance, and this reflects the emptiness and failure that comes with tyrannical power. Nature descriptions reflect light during moments of clarity and darkness. During times of despair, night scenes are used to amplify the emotional turmoil of characters. What we see here is nature reflects emotions, light symbolizes clarity, whereas darkness represents despair. And dark settings enhance characters' emotional struggles, highlighting their inner turmoil. Inner monologues means darker thoughts of characters which signify their struggles, often setting the mood. Burst of enlightenment portrayed as bright light in their minds. This means characters express their darker thoughts, showcasing their challenges and influencing the mood of the narrative. Whereas, if we see moments of realization are depicted as bring bright light and which represents clarity within the characters' minds. And if we see moments of reconciliation where we see characters finding light in forgiveness symbolizes hope. Characters moving from darkness means guilt to light. Light here means redemption, highlight human capacity for change. This means characters finding light through forgiveness symbolize hope and healing, and the journey from guilt means darkness to redemption. Redemption means light, illustrates the potential for personal change and growth. Then with this video lecture ends here. Hope this video lecture will help you in your exams. Thank you.